Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yeah.
Sir, I am a new joiner. Can you recall what you had explained in last classes?
Okay. So, in the previous class, we discussed about the like matter and its classification. Okay. So, as briefly, I discussed with that. So, listen. So, first we discussed about the matter, and I think you know what is a matter. Yes. Matter is a substance which has, yeah,
Anything which has space and anything which has mass and occupies a space is called matter.
very good. So, mass, anything which has a mass and occupy the space is called as a matter. And matter, mainly it is classified, okay, in two ways. One is based on the physical state, okay, and second one is based on the
State.
based on the chemical composition. Okay, so first one is what, based on the physical state, and second one is based on the chemical composition. So based on the physical state, the matter is classified into three types. Yes or no? What are they? Solids, liquids and gases. Is this clear? Solids, liquids and gases. And you know about the solids. Okay, some properties also we discussed here. Solids which have a definite shape, definite volume, and they are rigid, they are strong, and the intermolecular force of attraction is more, and the intermolecular space is less, okay, and they are incompressible. So these are the properties we discussed about the solids. You know the properties of solids. Who is this, Chandana?
Yes, sir.
So we discussed about what are the about the shape. Okay, these are the properties we discussed. One is the shape, second one is the volume, and third one is the density, and fourth one is rigidity, and fifth one is intermolecular force of attraction, and next one is the intermolecular space. Okay, and these are the some properties. Okay, and in that you know that solids have the definite shape, okay, definite shape, and volume, definite volume, okay, and the density is greater than liquids and gases. What is the density?
Mass by volume.
Yes, the ratio to the mass by volume is called as a density, and density of the solids is normally greater than the liquids, is greater than the gases. And rigidity, they are very strong, they are not movable, they are fixed. Okay, so rigidity is also strong. And intermolecular force of attraction, so the force of attraction between two or more molecules is called as a intermolecular force of attraction, and this intermolecular force of attraction is also strong. Okay, and the intermolecular space is very less, because their molecules are closely packed with each other in the solids. Yes. And when you come to the liquids, they do not have, okay, no definite shape, okay, no definite shape, but there is perfect volume is there, and density of the liquids is less than the solids but greater than the gases, and it is little bit less, and they are, okay, here also the intermolecular force of attraction is less than the solids but greater than the gases, and intermolecular space is exactly opposite to this one. So here liquids have greater intermolecular space than the, okay, solids but less than the gases. And here no definite shape, no definite volume, density is less, very less comparatively, rigidity is more, and here they are given, no. So what is this? Intermolecular force is very less, and intermolecular space is also is more. Okay, these are the things we discussed about the classification of matter based on the physical state. Then come to the chemical composition. Based on the chemical composition, matter is classified into two types. They are called pure substances, and second one, mixtures. Yes. First one is pure substance. What is the chemical composition? Composition means what? By which the matter is made up of. That is called as a composition. And based on the composition, the substances are classified into two types. One is called as pure substances and second is called mixtures. Again, pure substances are classified as what? Yes, elements and compounds. Okay, again elements are classified into like metals, non-metals and metalloids. Okay, and then come to the mixtures. Mixtures again classified into what are they? Homogeneous.
Heterogeneous.
Very good. Heterogeneous. Okay, and heterogeneous again classified into two types. They are what?
Suspensions and colloids.
Very good. Colloids and suspensions. Colloids and suspensions. Okay, and so these are the we had discussed here, and we discussed pure substances means what? The substances which are made up of one kind of particles, they are called as a pure substances. Only one kind of, okay, particles if they are present, they are called as a pure substances. Mixture means what? Which are made up of different kind of particles is called as a, okay, mixtures. And here example for pure substance are elements and compounds. And elements examples metals, metalloids and non-metals. Whereas the mixtures, they are homogeneous. Mixture means what? Already, okay, with two or more substances, different substances, not same kind of substances mixed, they are called as a mixtures. Again they are homogeneous and heterogeneous. And heterogeneous again they are okay, classified into two types called as a colloids and suspensions. And we discussed the properties of homogeneous, colloids and suspensions also, I think. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Akash was there. So we discussed. Okay, so today's our topic is about the solutions. Acha, till here everyone are clear?
Heterogeneous mixture. The two names, can you repeat again, sir?
Homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. Okay.
Heterogeneous division.
Under heterogeneous mixtures we have the colloids and suspensions. Colloids and suspensions. Sometimes you can say colloidal solutions also we can call it as, but generally they should call it as a colloids. Colloids and suspensions. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now I'm not going to detail into this again classification properties of this one, because already we discussed in this in the class. So today I'm going to discuss about the solutions. Okay, so mainly about the true solutions, right? Acha, if you want to take a screenshot of this one, you can take a screenshot or try. If you want to write anything, you can write. Yeah, wish. Those are missed their classes. With introductory classes, total 5 classes were done, ma.
Sir, how can I get the notes?
So you'll get, okay, the links will be shared to you. Okay, you can watch those videos. Okay. Chalo, I have taken the screenshot for this one. Right. So now, today I am going to discuss about the solutions, means that is true solutions, but normally they are called as the solutions. So true solutions are what? Homogeneous mixture. Okay. So from here, students, be careful, very important topic, and from here you will get some numericals also, and you have to Okay, do the numericals also in this part. Okay, and be ready with your classwork, means notebook, and whatever you discuss, we are explaining here, everything should be noted in your notes. Right. So students, today I am going to discuss about the solutions and types of solutions and concentrations. All I am going to discuss. Very important topic, and those who are really going for IIT or NEET, so this is the topic what I am going to explain you, that is there in the 12th standard. Okay, so 12th standard, so in that chapter, second chapter, that's about the solutions is there, so that will be very helpful to you. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Right. So first let us see what is the solution. See here, I just now discussed in the previous slide. Actually, there are homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures, and here homogeneous solutions, okay, which are there, they are called as a true solutions. So normally they are called as a solutions also. So whenever the only solution word comes, then you have to think that, you have to remember that that is a true solution. Okay, right? Yeah. So now how can you define the solutions? So solution can be defined as a homogeneous mixture of
Two more components.
Very
May be added within certain limits.
so a homogeneous mixture of two or more components or two or more substances, anything you can write. Okay, two or more substances. This much you write enough, because remaining properties already we discussed there. Okay, so simple sentence you write. So what is the solution? A homogeneous mixture of two or more substances is called as a solution. Note down everyone, a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances is called solution. Okay, so before writing, just read in your mind for 3 times. A homogeneous mixture of two or more substances is called as a solution. A homogeneous mixture of two or more substances is called solution, like this 3 times. Right? Now, so here see students, here homogeneous mixture means what? A mixture or a solution in which if two or more substances are mixed, and throughout its solution, the composition remains the same, means the composition remains uniform. So that is called as a true solution. Okay, for example, you see here, for example, here morning you will have a milk generally. Okay, so for example, you say we are taking the cup of milk here, so let you think this is a cup of milk. Okay, I am taking this a cup, and in this I am taking the milk. Now, do you take the milk, direct milk, without mixing anything, only milk?
No, sir.
No. So you add something in it. Yes. So here I am taking the cup of milk, add in this cup of milk. Okay, this is the milk, and we can't drink directly the milk. So that we add something. Okay, first we add, the main important thing is sugar. Okay, so we add the sugar. So in this cup of milk, okay, I am adding 1 spoon of sugar. So here I am adding 1 spoon of sugar. Yes, 1 or 2 spoons something sugar we are adding. Now then what you do, you stir it. Okay, you stir it. So what happens? The total sugar will be dissolved. Yes or no? Yes. Now for example, now in this cup we have the cup of milk in which sugar is dissolved. So stir it till complete sugar dissolves. Now what you do, you see the taste, okay, of this from the cup of milk. Okay, only think, imagine that you are taking 1 drop of milk from here, from this part you are taking 1 drop of milk from this part. Okay, you are picking up 1 drop of milk at one part of the cup and you are tasting it. Okay, and then you check the taste. Now this time you take the 1 more drop from here. Okay, from this point you take just 1 drop from this point. Now third time you take 1 drop from here. Okay, like this, from different places of that cup you are tasting just one drop of milk. okay, in which the sugar is dissolved. Now, after seeing that, do you find any change in the taste?
No, sir.
Yes or no?
It may change, sir.
How it will change? So the answer is no, because what I said, you have to add the sugar and stir it till complete sugar dissolves in it. Okay, so complete sugar dissolves in it. Now the complete sugar is dissolved in it. Okay, now if you taste this milk from anywhere of the cup, then you feel that the taste remains same. Okay, the taste remains same. Is this clear? So what is the meaning of that one? What is the meaning of that? The meaning is that sugar and okay, sugar is mixed with the throughout the milk uniformly. Uniformly means what? Equally. Yes. So the meaning is what? You are taking a spoon of sugar and in the cup of milk you are mixing there. Every milk means the sugar particles. Every sugar particle is equally distributed among all the milk molecules. Is this clear to you? Yes. So this solution is called true solutions, or it is called homogeneous solution. Is this clear now? Homogeneous solutions.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So homogeneous solution means what? A solution means what? A homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Homogeneous means what? These two components are mixing in such a way that throughout the solution the composition remains uniform. Composition means what? With what it is made up of. What are the components present in it? That composition remains same throughout the solution. Such type of solutions are called homogeneous solution, and this homogeneous solution is this clear to you? Right. Now for example, now here we are going to discuss about mainly about the binary solutions. Which solutions? Binary solution. So what is mean the binary solution? What is the binary solution? Binary. The meaning of binary is 2. Yes or no? The meaning of binary is what? 2. So binary solution means what? A solution which contains only two components. Only two components. Okay, is called binary solution. So a solution which contains only two components is called a binary solution. Okay, so only two components should be there. Such type of solution is called a binary solution. Is this clear? Read this sentence for 3 times in your mind. So that is binary solution. Now in this binary solution, how many components are present? 2 components are present, right? Now for example, here we take this one. Okay, this milk only. Okay, we take this milk. Now in this milk solution, how many components are there? 2 components. One is milk and second one is sugar. Yes or no? Yes. Milk and sugar, only 2 components are there. So this is a binary solution. If we ask you to prepare the salt solution, if I ask you to prepare the salt solution, then how can you prepare the salt solution?
Water and salt. We need 2 components.
2 components. So salt solution means what? So here I am taking, for example, salt solution. So salt solution, okay, here also binary solution. So here salt in water. Yes or no? Salt in water. So for example, I am taking this beaker, small beaker or a glass tumbler. Okay, then I will take a certain amount of water. Now in this I will add some salt. Okay, so this is for example 100 ml of water. Just imagine 100 ml of water, and I am taking a small amount of salt, like maybe 5 grams or 10 grams or 15 grams, something. Okay, I am taking 15 grams here, 15 grams of salt. Okay, so now I stir it with both. Okay, perfectly. 100 grams, 100 ml of water is there, in that 15 grams of salt I've added. Now I stir it. Now does it called as a true solution or not? Why?
Yes.
It is true solution. How can you say that it is true solution? Yeah, so here now after dissolving the total salt in it, now similar way how did you taste here? So here also if you taste anyway, okay, throughout the solution, from here one drop of what solution, here one drop of solution, here one drop, like this you take from different places. If you take just one drop of solution, if you taste it, then do you feel that the taste remains same or differs? Taste remains same. So the meaning is what? So the meaning is what? Salt is uniformly distributed throughout the water. So hence this is the true solution. Is this clear? True solution? Now I'm coming to very important point. Now generally when you want to prepare a solution, especially a binary solution, okay, so when you want to prepare a binary solution, for example here I am taking the cup of milk, okay, and here I am adding just 1 or 2 spoons of the sugar. Now is it like, no, if you are taking the cup of milk, do you add cup of sugar in it? For example, you would like to have a cup of milk, okay, so you are taking the cup of milk. Now in that you add the sugar. For cup of milk, will you add the cup of sugar in it? No, we don't add the cup of sugar, only 1 or 2 spoons of sugar only we add, right? Now similarly I asked you to prepare the salt solution. Just for example, you think I asked you to prepare the salt solution, but I did not give any measurements to you, how much salt should be added, how much water should be added, that I don't give. Just you imagine that I asked you to prepare the salt solution. So how much, for example, you are taking 1 glass of water, okay, so I'll ask you like I want 100 ml, prepare 100 ml of salt solution, okay, I'll give the order to you that prepare 1 glass or 100 ml of salt solution. Now generally, okay, now if I ask you how much water do you take, how much sugar you, how much salt you add in it, if I ask you to prepare the salt solution,
100 grams of water.
in that how much salt you will add? 10 to 15, 20 or something, but you don't add for 100 grams of water, 100 grams of salt will you add?
No, sir.
No. So from this what we come to know, generally when you take a binary solution, you know that there are 2 components are present, but these 2 components are generally, okay, are not in same volume or same quantity. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So one will be generally, one will be in more quantity and other will be generally in less quantity. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Now what are those components are called? Yes, what are those components are called? What happened? So in the binary solution, the 2 components, you know, the 2 components are there. Very good. So those 2 components are called solute and solvent. Okay. So when you take the binary solution, so I am taking this binary solution, and generally when you take the binary solution, it consists of 2 components, and one is normally less in quantity and second one is normally more or large in quantity. Yes, and the component which is less in quantity is called solute. What it is called? Solute. And which is large in quantity or more in quantity is called what? Solvent. Is this clear? Now in the sugar, milk and sugar, what is the milk? Milk is a solvent. Very good. Milk is a solvent. And what is the sugar? Sugar is a solute. Very good. Now in the salt and water, what is the salt? Salt is a solute. Very good. And water? Very good, very good, good. Okay, so now are you understood very clearly about the solute and solvent? Yes, and you can also say like this, solution is nothing but a solute plus solvent is equal to solution. Okay, is equal to solution. Like this also you can write. So solution is nothing but a solute plus solvent. Is this clear? Yes. Now I am going to ask you one question. Now say the answer to me. So now you have clearly understood what is solution, what is binary solution, and what are those components are called, everything. Now for example you say, for example, I am taking 100 ml of beaker. This is 100 ml of beaker. Okay. In this 100 ml of beaker I am taking 50 ml of water. Okay, 50 ml of water, just okay, 50 ml of water. Now in this again what I am doing is I am taking again exactly 50 ml of milk also. Okay, I am taking 50 ml of milk. So this is a milk and this is a water, both are 50 ml only. Now then I'll stir it. Okay, I'll mix it. Do you think that water and salt will be mixed with each other uniformly?
No, sir.
Why? Yes, any more answers?
Water and milk, sir.
Yeah, water and milk I am taking. Both I am taking 50-50 ml, equal quantities.
Then will be distributed equally, sir.
Whether they distributed equally, Vishal? So here when you mix both the 50 ml of water and 50 ml of milk, and if you mix it, the both will be mixed. Okay, and when you mix perfectly, then both will be uniformly mixed with each other, Okay, now can you call it as a solution? Yes or no? Can you call it as a solution?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can call it as a solution, because solution means what? Two or more substances, they are mixed thoroughly, then that's called solution. Okay. Now if I ask you, what is a solute here and what is solvent, then what is your answer?
Water is solvent.
Water is solvent.
Sir, but both are equal quantity.
So that's what I'm asking then, what is a solvent and what is solute here? So students, in such cases, anyone you can call it as a solute and anyone you can call it as a solvent, that is your wish. Okay, so there's no fixed that this is a perfect, we can't say perfectly this is a solute, or we can't say perfectly this is a solvent. Okay, so in terms of volume, you can't say, because both are having the same volume, so you can't say which is a solute and which is a solvent, right? So you can call anyone as a solute and anyone as a solvent. Is this clear to you?
Yes.
Good. So that is about this one. So if you want to take a screenshot of this one, you can take a screenshot, or if you want to write. Okay. Then I'm going to explain you the types of solutions. Done? Right. So today I am going to explain the types of solution. That is very simple topic that will explain. But in the next class, don't miss anyone the next class, because next class I am going to explain you the concentrations of the solution. Okay, what I am going to explain in the next class?
Concentration of solution.
Yes. Yeah, concentration of solutions I am going to explain you. That concentration is very, very important. There numerical involves, and before going to the numericals, I would like to explain you about the molecular formulas and molecular weights. So the next classes are very, very important to you. Is this clear to you? Yeah. Right. Today I am going to explain you about the types of solutions. So solution based on the solubility. Based on what? Solubility. Based on solubility. Solubility. The solutions are classified as 3 types. Okay. One are called unsaturated solutions. Very good. Saturated solution. Third one. Very good. Super saturated solutions. Okay. So there are 3 types of solutions are there. Saturated, unsaturated and super saturated. Now I want to know what are saturated, what are unsaturated and what are super saturated from your side. Yes.
Solution in which the quantity of solute is less, then we can call it an unsaturated solution, sir.
Once again, Akash, very good, correct, but once again.
The solution in which the quantity of the solute is less, we can call it as unsaturated solution.
Okay, but in that small mistake is there. Okay, correct only, but little bit some mistake is there. Acha, then how can you define the saturated solution?
Saturated solution, sir. A solution, any solute can, any solvent can accept a limited amount of solute. If we add more than that, it didn't accept that.
Yeah, Chandana.
The solution which can dissolve some more amount of solute in it is called the unsaturated solution.
Good. So here students, saturated, Akash, you also very good. So very nice. So here, saturated solution means what? Here I'll explain with one example. Okay. So here students, you see, for example, here I am taking one beaker. Okay, this is one beaker. I am taking here some 100 ml of water. Okay, or 100 grams of water. So anything you can take. Okay, so here I am taking 100 grams of water. Right? Now in this what I do, first I will take 10 grams of salt. Just 10 grams of salt. And I will add, listen carefully everyone, okay, I want the answers from you. So I am taking just 10 grams of salt and adding in this water and I'll stir it. Okay, I'll stir for few seconds and after few seconds I see what you'll observe now after few seconds. Whether salt dissolves or not? It dissolves. So salt dissolves here. Now in this I have added 10 grams of salt. Yes. So inside in this solution there is 10 grams of salt. 10 grams of salt is there. Right. Now what I do, in the same solution I'll add more 10 grams in it. More 10 grams of salt. Then I'll stir it. Okay. Now what will you observe? It again dissolves. Very good. So now again dissolves. So now inside 20 grams of salt is there. Yes. Now 20 grams of salt is there. Now I will add more 10 grams in it. And I'll stir it. Now what will you observe?
Again it dissolves.
It dissolves?
Dissolves.
Yes. So now inside 30 grams of salt is there now. Okay. Now again I'll add more 10 grams of salt in it. Again I'll stir it. Now what you'll observe?
It won't dissolve.
It won't dissolve. Why?
Sir, it dissolves.
It dissolves or not?
It dissolves.
It dissolves.
Yes, sir.
So here now if you add after this one, when you add the 10 grams, okay, so 100 grams of water has the capacity to dissolve only 36.5 grams of salt in it at a normal temperature. Okay, so when you add here 40 grams, means now 10 grams, means you are adding total 40 grams. Now this will not dissolve. It will dissolve, but only more 6.5 grams of salt only dissolves after 30. but I added 40 grams of salt, so there are approximately 3.5 grams of salt is present in undissolved state. Undissolved state. Is this clear to you?
Clear?
Now for example, I stir for more time. Okay, I'll sit and continue stir. Okay, more 10 minutes extra I stir. Then what you'll observe? Yes, so here even if I stir it for more 10 minutes, more 20 minutes or more 1 hour also, that will not be dissolved. Okay, so only 36.5 grams of salt only dissolves in 100 grams of water at room temperature, at normal temperature. Above that it do not dissolves. Is this clear to you? Now what we do, we filter this solution. Now we filter this solution. So in this I have taken 40 grams of salt and stirred it, and I filter now. On filtration, what happens on filtering?
The remaining undissolved salt will be there.
Yes. So now what happens, sir? The undissolved salt will become outside filtrated, and only the solution is left in which the salt is dissolved. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That solution is called a saturated solution. That solution is called?
Saturated.
So how can you define the saturated solution? Means a solution in which no more solute can be dissolved at a given temperature. A solution in which no more. So in that how much it required, that much is dissolved. Now if you give extra, that will not dissolve. Okay, the solution in which no more solute can be dissolved at a given temperature, that is called saturated solution. Is this clear to you?
Clear, sir.
For example, you think there is Vishal is there. Vishal,
Yes, sir.
how many bananas can you eat? What is your capacity?
Sir, I can eat up to 4, sir.
4 bananas.
Yes, sir.
Right. So what I do is I'll put the half dozen bananas in front of the Vishal and I'll ask you to eat. So first he will eat, fast forward, tuck, he will eat first banana within 10 seconds. But when I ask him to eat the second banana, he will take some more time, 15 seconds. Third banana, he will eat, but it will take some 20 or 30 seconds. And fourth banana, he'll say, enough sir, he'll say. But no Vishal eat. Then we shall eat fourth banana also, but this time will take some more time. Yes or no? After that, if I ask you to eat the fifth banana, no sir, I don't eat. Okay? Yes or no? So because he raised it to his capacity, so it's completely full. Okay? So then he can't eat now. Yes or no? So such type of solution in which whatever the amount of solute can be dissolved, that amount of solute is already present in it. So now if you add something more extra also, it cannot be dissolved. Such a solution is called a saturated solution. Is this clear to you?
Clear, sir.
Okay, and if it is less than that is everything. For example, 100 grams of water I have taken, in that only about the unsaturated and supersaturated we discuss in the next class. Okay, because I have one more class at 6:40. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay, understood my topics, what I explained to you?
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Good. So, see students, this is the IIT foundation classes. It's not like regular classes. Of course, here regular topics will be there. So, these are the topics even in that your textbook is also will be there. But we are going beyond the textbook later onwards. Okay. So, when I'm explaining the starting means here the topics what are there in your textbook, you feel easy. But when you're going to beyond also, you should have the same energy, same enthusiasm and same, this one to receive it. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Yeah, very good. So with this we'll stop today. In the next class I'm going to take the next class. Right?
Thank you, sir. Sir, you are having another class, sir, no?
Yes?
You are having another class, sir?
Yeah, I have one more class. Now you'll have next class will be mathematics, I think so. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay then. Bye.
Thank you.